boy. Just so you know, guys, we didn't even talk before the episode. We just wanted to make everything organic. Episode 13. I was thinking about skipping the episode 13 and do 14, but I'm not with that superstitious stuff right now. Bro.
You know, there are some countries that don't have a 13th floor in their hotel.
Yeah, I think they're very superstitious here because I work at the airport, right? And there's some snow melt, there's some de-icer trucks, and they actually skip the number 13. JetBlue at my at JFK does not have a number 13 gate.
Oh, wow.
It goes from 12 to 14. So, you know, it's some superstition for you right there.
I didn't know it was a thing in the U.S., but I can believe it.
Yeah. So, bro, we had another crazy day. I told you. Even though I didn't predict some crazy things to happen, you know, I knew some crazy things would happen. And first and foremost, South Korea. Wow.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
Yeah, you're telling me. What a turn. And the drama at the end when they're waiting on the Uruguay-Ghana game to end.
Bro, these guys celebrated. They all ran off, right, towards their fans and did like a slide on their bellies.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy, man. It was crazy, the emotion. You know what I'm saying? And this football, World Cup has been very, filled with it has been filled with a lot of emotions, I have to say. It's emotionally charged, I have to say, because you see players crying. These are grown men, bro.
Like you and me, yep.
Yeah, and these guys are crying. Suarez crying, bawling tears. And there's some people who don't cry, like myself, And it doesn't matter how bad the situation is. Some people just don't cry, And
then you had Sang-Hon Min, who was in tears as well at the end there.
Tears of joy. He couldn't believe it.
This time. Yep.
It's relief as well. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, right, if you don't get out the group, it's the biggest failure to get knocked out. If you go into the knockout phase, you'll be sad when you get knocked out. But it is still, you made it to the knockouts. That is an achievement on its own. But if you are a big manager for one of these more prominent football nations, the round of 16 is still not enough. You see?
Sure.
Quarterfinal might suffice, but not the round of 16 at all. It's like if Argentina goes out in the round of 16, that's a failure.
Oh, big time.
If Japan goes out, or let's say Senegal, that's they got to the round of 16 at least. You know what I mean? So, bro, let's start, man. Let's talk about this game, man. South Korea 2, Portugal 1. First and foremost, we knew that Portugal, like Brazil, like France, like who else rotated? These teams rotated heavily because they were already into the only team that didn't do that was the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they didn't play around. They said, "Hey, man, we want to win this thing." They got 7 points. They didn't play around. The Netherlands weren't secure yet. They weren't, but they were in a good position.
Same with England, yeah.
Yeah. They weren't secure. I kind of thought they were secure, but they were in a good position, but not fully secured. But look. Brazil lost, Portugal lost, and France lost. The 3 teams that actually had their round of 16 berths secured already because they changed their personnel.
And this is actually the first time since 1994 that no team has topped their group with 9 points.
Yep. So the thing too, Tunisia, they didn't go through after France lost. Who else? Portugal.
Cameroon.
Well, Cameroon didn't go through and Brazil lost, but most importantly, South Korea. Early, Ricardo Horta, one of the changes. Dallo, another change. Cross, good goal. I was like, okay, South Korea done. But
Same.
but they held on. And this is a similar game to the Japan wins, both of the Japan wins, you know, where substitute came off the bench and got the job done. This time late in extra time. But the way they got the goal back, it hit Ronaldo in the back, and the rebound got put in by Kim Yong-gwan, who did later go off injured. But to, bring on Hwang Hee-chan, who didn't play a minute at the World Cup. And that breakaway, bro, if you go back and you really watch the goal, son, his feet is so quick.
Yep.
He went through so many defenders there. He dribbled through and kept that ball so well. And the pass, to get that pass through those guys.
And it was on a fast break too.
Bro, I'm telling you, when I saw the goal at first, I didn't know it was that intricate. I saw it, I was like, oh, shoot. Wow. But when I really went back and I watched the goal, it was the fast break from a defensive corner. They broke, and Son kept the ball so well, even though some Portuguese players were trying to tackle the ball away from him. And when he had that opportunity to pass, it was like, oh my God, man. How he did that, pass that ball with precision to Hwang, and he finished it off. And South Korea won the game and booked themselves a place. And the fact that they had to wait on the other game was even crazier.
Yeah.
Because if Uruguay had scored, Uruguay would have gone through.
Yep.
And big talking point, Paulo Bento, Portuguese former manager, getting his basically not revenge, but it would feel good because he did take them to the 2014 World Cup, right?
Yes, and they crashed out.
Yeah, and then he got sacked before the Euros, and then Fernando Santos took charge and won the Euros. So it was like, okay, you see, look, we got rid of you, and look, we won a first major piece of silverware. You see that?
History is weird because 20 years ago in 2002, he was a player in the Portuguese team himself, and he was in a group as a player for Portugal with South Korea.
And lost.
And now, I don't know what you call this. It's like reverse revenge.
I don't know what it is, man.
It's like you're doing your country more pain.
Yeah, and the other thing too, before we do move on, because we have a lot to talk about.
But like you said, that breakaway goal, that's one of my favorite team goals of this World Cup so far, because that was a Hail Mary from South Korea.
That was good.
They went quickly on that break. And by my count, Sung Han Min, he got that ball around 3 different Portuguese players, I think.
Bro, and then the pass, I don't know what this guy is. Bro, this guy is.
Yeah. A lot of credit to Paulo Bento, because I think
he was in the stands too.
Yeah, he came on for Lee Jae-sung, I think, in the 66th or 67th minute. That was a good substitution by Paulo Bento.
And the other thing too, right? Do you know Paulo Bento is the only foreign manager that actually got into the round of 16
this year? Is that right?
Yeah, every other team, their manager is from their country. Every single one.
How many foreign managers are in the World Cup this year?
I don't know, but only one got through.
Damn.
Just think about it. Just think, just one. And look, let's take a quick look. And if you go to the standings and we go to the bracket, look, the Netherlands, Van Gaal, USA, Berhalter, Argentina, Scaloni, Graham Arnold, Australia, Moriyasu, Japan, Dalic, Croatia, Brazil, Tite, Paulo Bento, South Korea, France, Didier Deschamps, Poland, Michnovic, England, Southgate, Senegal, Aliou Cisse.
Wow, you're right. Wow, that's got to be
Luis Enrique. You go, Fernando Santos,
Murat
Yakin.
Yeah.
You see that?
Dang. Well, foreign managers never won the World Cup, so
this is crazy, man.
There you go. Dang, good spicy nugget of information.
Yep, this is indeed nuts. This is nuts, I'm telling you, man.
But yeah, man, those final scenes of South Korea was so intense. It was like in the same thing with the Polish fans a few days ago, like waiting on the results. Like you could see the tension. They're looking at their phones and everything. That's one of the best things about the final.
You know what it is too?
What?
Remember, they were in a circle actually watching the other game on the phone as well, you know, so pretty cool stuff, man. So kudos to South Korea. They go in to the round of 16. They came back from behind, basically back from the dead, you know. And look, you know what? Those goals that what's his name? Cho Song scored in the, is that his name? The player that scored the goals against Cameroon. I think
Ghana?
so, right?
Chogoy Song. That was against Ghana. Chogoy Song.
Yeah. Chogoy Song. Yeah. Chogoy Song. I always have problems with the Korean names. Chogoy Song, right? Those 2 goals, clutch. Because if he didn't score those 2 goals, they would have gone out on the goal difference. You see that?
Yeah.
That is why it's important, man. So look.
Well, they went ahead on goals scored.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though, but that's what I'm saying. If they didn't score that, their goal difference would have been, you know,
you're right,
different as well, you know. So yeah, no, you got it, you know what you're saying. But if we check the stats really quick. South Korea 0, Uruguay 0. They scored more goals, but what I'm saying, if they didn't score those goals, their goal difference would have changed.
Oh yeah,
you see what I mean?
Yeah, they'd be
so
out.
Those goals came in very handy. So goals scored end up being the decider, but I'm saying if those goals didn't go in, they would have. Yeah. So let's touch on the other game really quick. Congrats to South Korea. Portugal did lose. Ronaldo played. It was a little controversial thing when he got taken off, but he said he was like talking to the South Korea player who told him to hurry up. You know, so pretty dramatic stuff, and no one likes to lose. And I know Ronaldo was pretty pissed off that they lost the game, but they made a lot of changes. They had to pay for it. Look, Ghana, Uruguay, man. Listen. What is the first thing that comes to mind when you think about this game? Just what's the first thing that comes to mind when you the game, this one itself, not anything before this one?
After having watched it,
yeah.
I think that Diego Alonso made a big mistake taking Arrascaeta off. I feel like this match was winnable, advancing was doable, and I think that this is down to a coaching failure. I really do think it's a coaching failure.
Have you heard that he's no longer the manager of the national team?
He resigned, or was he fired?
I think I ran across an article that he would no longer, he won't take charge of the team going forward.
Deserved. He should go.
He made some terrible decisions, because no way you in a game with this kind of context, it doesn't matter how tired Suarez is, you don't take him off. You don't take off Arrascaeta either.
No.
If you need goals, you want to have Darwin Nunez. You want to have Valverde, Suarez, Arrascaeta, all of them on the field at the same time. You have 5 subs.
This guy subbed them off midway through the second half, knowing that South Korea were level with Portugal and we're going to need one more goal to put them in trouble.
It didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense.
I ripped him apart in my my reaction vid. Like that, it single-handedly cost Uruguay this match, this progression, rather.
But then again, we're speaking, you know, hypothetically speaking. Maybe it doesn't matter. They would not have scored. But you know. I'm kind of disappointed that you didn't say this, though. When I ask you what's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about this game?
The missed penalty.
Andre fucking are you?
Yeah. Like, shades of 2010 Asamoah Gyan.
Bro. Listen, I literally wrote down. Let me tell you what I wrote down. Let me see if I could find it really quick. This is what I wrote down, right? I take notes when I watch the games, and this is what I wrote down. Chance for Ghana. Saved by Roche. Rebound for Kudos. Goalkeeper possibly fouls him. VAR penalty check for Ghana. Wow. Karma. Penalty. Suarez, of all people, protesting the penalty, right?
Yep.
My question, I wrote it down. Who takes it for Ghana? Asamoah Gyan? You get what I just said?
Yeah.
Who takes the penalty? Is it Asamoah Gyan? Then I realized it was Andre Ayew, and I said, oh boy. That's what I wrote down. Andre Ayew, oh boy. And then I wrote WTF Ayew, Roche save, big let off for Uruguay. It was literally Asamoah Gyan just took the penalty. He took it. The ghost of Asamoah Gyan took that penalty, because if Ghana scored that penalty, we have a different game.
The complexion changes, yep.
Because even if Uruguay score, Ghana's still going through.
Yep.
With a draw. That's what I was like, wow, they get a golden opportunity here to score. And Uruguay now have to score 2. And even if they score 2, Ghana with another goal are still going through.
To make it even more painful, Dom, it wouldn't have leveled the game. It wouldn't give it Ghana the lead, because that was a few minutes before Uruguay scored, I think, right?
No, but what I'm saying, it would have given them the lead. But if Uruguay had scored, it didn't matter.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
They had the cushion to concede 1.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That sucks. It really sucks if you're Ghanaian. That's a gut punch. It's a gut punch.
The thing is, and Otto Addo is no longer the head coach of Ghana too. Do you know that?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, he's no longer the head coach. He's gone as well. So both head coaches are gone.
You're not surprising.
Just so you know.
Not surprising. I think Ghana should lead with their heads held high. They did not get bossed around in this group at all.
Yeah, they played well. And I think just like Diego Alonso made some real stupid decisions, Otto Addo made some dumb decisions during this World Cup as well with the substitutions. And one player that he didn't use well, in my opinion, Kamaldeen Sulemania. He was a player, you combine him and Mohamed Kudus, and it's chaos for the opposition team. Kudus should have taken that penalty. He was the man in form. He was the confidence player right there. Kudus should have taken the penalty and not Andre Ayew.
And the issue is that after Kudus put on that clinic against South Korea, like Otto did not put enough faith in him still, because he had a good performance in that Portugal match too.
I don't know why he keeps taking him off. Like, what is wrong with him?
He subbed him in that first match against Portugal too, when he was on fire.
And the thing too, one thing I didn't agree with him, Ghana won the last game. I know Lamptey and Mensah made mistakes that led to goals. Why you switched them again? You took them both out. That's no continuity in a game in a crunch match. It doesn't matter if the players made the mistakes. If they made a mistake in the first game, then okay, you change because you have 2 more games, but not 1 more game left and you make a change. Then the players coming in, Baba Rahman and Saidu, they have to now get acclimatized again. You see what I mean?
Yes.
So no continuity, I think, what cost Ghana as well. Look, before we move on to the next group, Uruguay left a bad taste in my mouth here. They won the game. They were protesting for some penalties that I don't think was penalties, because they kept looking for the penalties, right?
Yeah.
They kept, they were looking for the contact, and they were like basically throwing themselves into the opposition player to go down.
Yeah,
and I'm
desperate.
like, why are they doing this? Cavani did it. Darwin Núñez did it. Suarez is crying for everything. And I don't know if you realize, but when Ghana missed the penalty, Fede Valverde was actually celebrating in the referee's face.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then Cavani knocked over the VAR monitor as well when he was going into the dugout. And they were storming the referee, touching the ref. Some couple of them got yellow cards and all. I'm telling you, it was disgusting scenes at the end there, man.
Yeah, it was desperation, and I think a lot of them feel raw from that penalty decision in the Portugal match. Remember that?
The soft penalty?
Yeah, remember towards the end of the Portugal game when Portugal doubled their lead? It was a penalty that a lot of people felt that,
Uruguay should have gotten a penalty, you mean?
No. In the previous game against Portugal, remember Portugal got a penalty late on towards the end, and it was really controversial, and a lot of analysts were disagreeing with each other on whether or not it fits the IFAB rules for penalty.
Yeah, I can't remember, bro. I know there was I just can't remember exactly what happened because there's been
his brain's fried. He's doing too much work.
Exactly. I'm doing a lot and I can't remember exactly. But I remember some soft penalties that happened. You know what I mean?
It was a BS call. It was
like the Messi penalties. All the Messi penalties so far has been soft. I know that, right? But you know, I remember Szczesny making 2 saves, Ochoa making a save. I just can't remember that penalty like off the top though. Oh yeah, that was a penalty that Bruno Fernandes scored. Yeah.
That's the second of the night.
Yeah. Listen, man.
That was a bullshit penalty.
Bro, Uruguay are crybabies. They would have faced Brazil anyways. They would have lost. Anyway you put it, they were out. And Suarez crying. Patrice Evra, I think, taunted him as well.
Yeah.
You know, and I can't believe that people would get mad at you if you like you say you're glad that happened to Suarez. This is Suarez you're talking about.
Yeah, what goes around comes around.
This is a guy that swatted the ball out of the net when Ghana was on course to a semifinal. And when he got the red card, and then when Asamoah Gyan missed, he was jumping and celebrating like a crazy person. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, Ghana dragged Uruguay down with them.
Exactly. So you know what Have Hope said? This is a bittersweet moment for Ghana.
Sure.
Because they prevented them from scoring more goals, and Ghana themselves were very dangerous. Rocher had to pull off some big saves. And if he didn't, I think Ghana would have ended up drawing this game and go through. The save for the penalty, Kudus, a shot from Kudus as well. Look, man, this guy Kudus is a special player, man. Listen, going forward, I have given this Ghana team some ratings, and they're young and they have a lot of potential. Coming into the World Cup qualifiers, the team looked like one of the worst teams in Africa, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I thought there was a chance they were going to be the worst team at this World Cup. Like, I'll admit, I thought them qualifying was a total fluke.
Yep. South Africa must have been celebrating this loss too.
Maybe Nigeria too.
Yep. But look,
Thomas
Partey could have done a better job in terms of his levels of performances. I think he didn't perform to high levels. You know what I mean? That's another thing. What else were you going to say?
I was going to add for Uruguay. I think we had a similar discussion yesterday about Belgium. I think this is the end of an era for a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
I think Muslera, I think Vecino, Cáceres, Cavani,
Suarez.
Yeah. Maybe they have one more Copa America in them.
Yeah. Maybe one Copa America for all these players, and then that's it, man.
Yeah. And that's okay because Uruguay has a lot of talent at the youth level.
Yeah. I have something for you, though. Before we move into the next round of games, I have something for you. A golden nugget. You're gonna absolutely love this.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I am readier than I've ever been.
Just take a look at the screen, right? And you're gonna look at the right side of the screen. Right? Are you ready? People, are you ready for this one?
Where the Uruguay flag is?
Yeah, look right where the Uruguay flag is.
Okay.
Look at that. What does that say?
Oh, it's supposed to be the 23rd of March? What? Okay. Wait.
Bro, it's coming around. Qualification, man. It's coming back as soon as you know it. It's coming.
I wonder which confederation's starting off right now.
Remember Asia first round, Africa first rounds.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, CONMEBOL starts very early as well.
Yeah, that's true.
They play a lot of games. You know, maybe some early rounds in CONCACAF. I got to look more into this. Guys, more on a future episode of World Cup Digest. Ooh, lovely. Anyways, let's move on. I think we spent a very long time on those games, but look, let's talk about this one quickly and then touch on the other one, and then we wrap up today. Cameroon 1, Brazil 0. Vincent Aboubakar scoring and forgetting that he just picked up a yellow card for a tactical foul, took his shirt off and got a red, and he took it like a gentleman. I love it. and he became the first man to get sent off immediately after scoring, since Zinedine Zidane in that ill-fated match.
Whoa!
When he headbutted Materazzo.
Wow, Materazzi,
yeah,
Marco Materazzi.
Yeah. So
I have to give respect to Cameroon. They played like warriors in this game, and the goalkeeper at Passé,
man,
he made so many great saves in this match.
I'm telling you.
And you knew that the staff on the sidelines, like Rigobert Song was talking about, they knew they were still in this because before Switzerland took the lead and never looked back in that other match, Cameroon were just one goal away from being second in live stage.
Exactly.
And Brazil made rotations, but I mean, it's still Brazil.
Ipasi is what kept up Brazil, because Gabriel Martinelli, he was pretty good on the day. He got a couple shots, and they were wasteful. They had a lot of opportunities that they blasted over, but the quality was still evident. But Devin Ipasi justified the decision to drop Onana and play him, because he was massive on the day, man. Massive. Look, Cameroon, they could walk away. Look, Tunisia, Cameroon, Ghana, they would leave this World Cup with their heads up high, feel proud.
I think so.
Nothing to be ashamed of, because they performed valiantly and they performed well. Vincent Aboubakar, man, he had a good World Cup, I have to say. He came off the bench in the last game, scored an assist, and he scored in this game, man. So give it up to him. He still got it, man.
And Cameroon came a lot closer to cutting out of this group than we thought. They played three close games.
Exactly.
And they finished third in this group with 4 points. And you exit a World Cup beating Brazil. That's
first African team to beat Brazil at the World Cup.
Dang, that's good. They're going to remember that for the rest of their lives.
Cameroon. Samuel Eto'o, when they scored, Eto'o got up and checked his phone to see what's going on in the other game. I was like, yeah, you're disappointed, but And I actually figured it out. That decision to drop Onana, I don't think it was Rigobert Song's decision. I think Eto'o, he's there, he's involved, he's a hands-on president of the FA. He made that decision, in my opinion. I think he made that decision to drop Onana. What you think?
I mean, you could be right about that, but regardless of if it's his choice or not, he got lucky, because they made this a lot tighter than it should have been.
Yep.
On paper, because we thought that we were ready to sign Cameroon's death warrant heading into this World Cup.
Exactly. So look, we won't stay too long in this game. Got to wrap up. But Brazil, they lost, and it's been a first loss in about 17 games, a run of 17. Probably since they lost the Copa America final, they probably didn't lose after that. Don't quote me on that, but Brazil, you think they'll be okay against South Korea there, man?
Yeah, I do. I think they will be.
Okay. I think they'll be. But you can't, bro. You can't. I don't trust Japan, and I don't trust South Korea, man. Yeah. I don't trust these teams, man. These teams are like too, mercurial, man.
Yeah, I think football's about matchups. I think that stylistically, Brazil should breeze past South Korea.
Yeah, but this World Cup has taught us a lot of things, bro. We can't,
It has, but the thing is also,
bro, Japan beat Spain and Germany, bro. Japan beat Spain and Germany.
Japan have considerable more quality than Korea do, I think.
South Korea beat Portugal, bro. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. France, Brazil, and Portugal. Maybe I'm just a skeptic at heart.
I know what you mean, but South Korea didn't lose to Uruguay either. You see what I'm saying? So I know Brazil are ranked favorites, but I won't write off South Korea 100%. I won't write them off 100%.
Do you think that Brazil should be concerned about this result?
Brazil should be concerned because Neymar is not in the team, and he's the one that does the magic. and he gives them confidence. And I think, you know, Brazil, you know what I mean, they meet Argentina. By then, Argentina might be fully, you know, cooked up and ready to go. You know what I'm saying? They might be fully cooking. You know what I'm saying?
Even before that, they might face Croatia or Japan in the quarters, and that's a tough game.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, eventually they will have to meet one of Argentina or the Netherlands or whoever they meet, the USA, whoever. But I'm telling you, Brazil, you gotta be careful, man. I don't know. They look good in the first. They look okay, but they don't look. They look okay, but as the games go by, I don't know, man. Look, they don't.
Well, one thing I'll say about Brazil is that they do seem to be struggling to break teams down because they did not register a single first half goal in all 3 matches.
And the other thing too, they're struggling with some injuries, man. Alex Telles probably out. Yeah. Alexandro, Danilo, Neymar. You know, so I know they have versatile players, but you don't want that. You don't want Marquinhos playing at left back, Eder Militao, Dani Alves. Dani Alves became the oldest Brazilian outfield player, by the way. So that's a tidbit.
39, yep.
Yeah. And before we do move on, Antonio Silva became the first Portuguese teenager to start at the World Cup as well.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. That's another player. Well, and I think he started alongside Pepe. You know, so let me see. Did Pepe start, right? You had a 39-year-old and a 19-year-old start in this game. So give it up, man. And also, Mateus Nunes and Pepe are Brazilian-born, naturalized Portuguese players.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Along with Otavio, who's injured, you know. So the squad is like got a lot of Brazilian flavor in there, and flair, and Angolan, and Cape Verdean, you know, that Portuguese link.
One thing I'll say, if I do think that this match is not necessarily something to worry about for Brazil, but it's something to keep a weary eye on. One thing I will say that's going in Brazil's favor, like, I mean, there's a lot of things going in their favor, the Brazil, but one big thing is that they are very stingy. They don't give you a lot of chances because Cameroon almost scored towards the end of the first half. That was actually the first shot on target Brazil had even given up the entire group stages. So whatever, if they're lacking in like offensive firepower, if Neymar is going to be out for the next game and for the quarters as well, the defense is still pretty solid at the back. But like you said, though, those injuries they had at the end with Telles and Silva, that's going to be a concern. Yeah. But I try not to read too much into it because a lot of these teams that had the chance to finish with 9 points with France and Portugal and Brazil,
they didn't take it.
They didn't take it too seriously, I think. You know.
Anyways, read into this right there. Read into this.
My username says all I need to read into.
Oh, okay. So let me see what your thing's saying here. Let's check it out. Serbia. Clowns FC. Okay, listen. I never had any faith in Serbia, bro. They showed glimpses of their promise. And do you know, Serbia are the first team to come in last. They actually scored the most goals in the group, came in last. And the team that scored the least goals in the group came in first in Brazil.
Oh, you're right, because they scored 2 here, 3 Cameroon, and wow.
But Serbia also conceded 8 goals in this group. 8.
Yeah.
Wow. But there's some, there's some positives. Strahinja Pavlovic looks like a good player. Dusan Tadic played well. Andrea Zivkovic, one of the standout players. Milinkovic Savic had his time, a little cameo. Alexander Mitrovic came up clutch in this game. Vlahovic as well. But their defense is just poor, bro. And this is one thing I identified. If you go back and you watch my preview, as soon as I saw the squad, I'm like, who the hell are these guys? You know what I'm saying? If I don't know your defense, that means your defense is trash, bro. I'm telling you. Who are these guys? You have too many unknowns in there. And Shaqiri's goal, you know what I mean? With Ricardo Rodriguez cutting back and the ball falling to Saw and he laying it off. Bam, goal. and then the Tadic ball to Mitrovic header, great goal.
It was great.
And then Dusan Vlahovic pouncing on some mistakes by Switzerland, horrible mistakes, man. Giveaway in midfield, bad back pass, Dusan Vlahovic. I was like, whoa. And then the Mbolo goal when Shaqiri got played in and squared the ball, tapping. That was brilliant. That was too easy. And the
Freuler goal was nice.
The Freuler goal is one of the goals of the tournament.
That touch by Vargas that laid it off for him without
the Shaqiri lob and Vargas the back heel and slamming it in. When the goalkeeper thought he was gonna go, this way. He just went that way. That was a good goal. That was a great World Cup goal, in my opinion.
He knew when Mbolo was in behind. He knew that Freuler was in behind, but he didn't even look. He just did.
Man, it's telepathy, man. It's when you know the players, when you have continuity, when the players are not, when the team's not changing up 100 times. That is what happens. You know the team, you know the players.
They almost scored again a few minutes later.
Switzerland were good, but I have to say Serbia gave them a good run. The game was very, very feisty with Serbia feeling that they needed a penalty, but the bench didn't see what was going on. Mitrovic dived big time. He got touched and then he stepped a couple times and then went down. I'm like, come on, bro. But the bench didn't see that and they were protesting. And Granit Xhaka grabbed his nuts towards the bench and they didn't like that. And that is when they charged him. And, it was scenes, man.
The whole like Serbian, like Albanian,
Kosovo and all of that. Even though Shaqiri, you got to give it to Shaqiri though, he didn't celebrate. And I said that Shaqiri and Xhaka, they were fined 10,000 euros the last time. They weren't about to give up 10,000 euros, bro. Times are hard. You could use that 10,000 euros to buy groceries for a couple months. You're gonna give it to FIFA.
Yeah,
when you could avoid a celebration.
Yeah, and in the live standings, like if Switzerland had found the back of the net just one more time, they would have taken first in this group ahead of Brazil on goals scored.
Yep,
actually, and they came very close a couple of times after Freuler's goal.
With that being said, take a look at the standings there. Goal difference, you see right there, one more goal, Switzerland would have topped the group. One more, which is nuts.
Yep.
Which would have set up Brazil against Portugal.
Oh my gosh. Yep.
Oh man, that is sick though. That is sick. But it was a good game though. It was a good game of football, I gotta say. A lot of goals, of course. Poor defending at times. Shocking. And Switzerland got off the hook too because Jan Sommer didn't play. And when I saw that, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Crazy.
It was this guy. It was Kobel.
Kobel from But it's a good thing because Kobel has been playing a lot of minutes for Borussia Dortmund this season as well. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean, it wasn't much of an issue. I think it's just I don't know what it is with Serbia. It feels like it's just. It's a repeat of 4 years ago.
It's a repeat of every year they qualify as Serbia.
They don't do anything in major tournaments, man. I'm done with this team. Sticking my neck out for
what
them.
Major tournaments? They only ever qualify for World Cups.
Yeah, and they haven't made the last two expanded European championships.
They haven't. As Serbia, they never qualify for the Euros. I looked it up. I checked it out. They never.
Man. They just all hype for nothing.
I know, man. They're too hyped up, man.
They
got some good players, Kostic and Vlahovic and Mitrovic and Tadic.
Yeah, of course, but
they got some good players.
But you can't give me one World Cup knockout stage group. The U.S. has made the knockout stages 5 times in the last 30 years.
Yeah.
5. It is the 4th most popular sport in this country, Serbia. Come on.
Exactly. Well, basketball is probably the most popular sport in Serbia, maybe.
Yeah, but like football is more popular there than it is here.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
So, look, Brazil and Switzerland go through. Switzerland will face Portugal. Switzerland would be loving. They would absolutely be loving that matchup, I'm telling you.
Yeah. See, the thing with the difference of other teams in the round of 16, Switzerland does have pressure to make the quarters because they have been in the round of 16 like the last 4 World Cups in a row. They have never been able to break through and get to the latter rounds of the World Cup. They want to finally end that.
Could I say this? Switzerland are a type of team that fears no other team. It doesn't matter who you are. And Brazil, it took a worldie from Casemiro, a forceful worldie to actually get past them. So with that being said, we could stay here all night. We got to wrap up, and let's just take a look at what's coming up tomorrow. Oh, man. The USA Netherlands, bro. I picked the Netherlands to barely go through a 0-0. You know?
Well, we should tell our people this is now the knockout stages.
Yeah, 0-0.
So you're going the 0-0. Who scores?
For the Netherlands, I didn't pick a goal scorer. I just went for them to barely go through. You know,
1-0. Okay.
And of course, we're gonna have an upset or two in the round of 16, but these 2 games, Van Gaal, he's just too good. You know what I'm saying? And it will take an Argentina to knock him out. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm gonna pick Argentina in the other game. Australia are out of their depth, but it's football. You never know.
Score?
The score I think I went with 3-0.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I think I went with a 3-0. You know what I'm saying? I haven't put that video out yet. I have to edit it. It's done, but I just gotta edit it.
Okay.
I went with a 3-0, yeah.
Well, okay. So my predictions. I'll just say this. I won't be too long, but what concerns me about tomorrow's game is not what would have concerned me 10 years ago. 10 years ago would have been the big gap in quality. What concerned me tomorrow is just the gap in class managers. I mean, you know, Greg freaking Berhalter coming up against the great Louis van Gaal. Yeah, and I feel like this is a kind of game where we could actually outplay the Netherlands and lose. Mm-hmm. This guy makes some weird, funky ass MLS subs in like the 70th minute, and we concede from a horrible giveaway or something like that, or like Netherlands score early and like we just dominate, and we can't find the back of the net because our finishing has been poor, and we're due to concede from open play in this tournament. I hope it's not a blowout. I think we're gonna lose this match 2-1 in extra time.
Okay.
I'm going 2-1 to the Netherlands in extra time.
What about the other game?
Oh, yeah, I'm getting there, Dominic. Argentina's going to win. I actually think it's going to be 1-0 because I think Australia is going to set up a stifling low block, and I think Argentina might struggle here and there to break them out. It'll be 1-0. The goal will come in the first half. They won't score again, and it'll end 1-0.
Okay, fair enough. So we'll talk about these other ones tomorrow. It would have been nice if we had a designated episode just for the round of 16, but we didn't have a day or 2 break to do that. You know, if they had said, okay, 2 days break after the group stage, that would have been nice. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the case. So we can't. But that's it for today, man. 43 minutes. We didn't plan to go so long, but you know what I mean?
It gets in the ballpark.
It gets juicy. And it gets fun. So we kind of go down little rabbit holes here and there. You know what I mean? It's been a fun World Cup. And you know what I'm really looking forward to? What's up? More and more episodes of World Cup Digest. You know, just because there's so much. There's so much to go into. And the fact that I just showed you there's qualifiers coming up next year. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Start talking qualifiers, man. God damn.
Broke the news to me.
Huh?
Broke the news to me. I'm excited now. And the World Cup's not even over.
Exactly, bro. You know? So, listen, man. Got a lot to talk about, but we'll talk more about this soon. So, take it away. Do the honors.
Thanks for having me on again, Dom. You can find me over at my YouTube channel, Football Pharaoh. You can always also find me on my Twitter, which is Football Pharaoh at Soccer Pharaoh. That's at soccer_Pharaoh. The knockout stages are coming. Now it's crunch time. Half the teams are gone. only 2 games a day. It's win or go home. And this is where it's all headed. In just a couple of weeks' time, we're going to have a new world champion. And hopefully you guys will be with us to follow that the whole way through. Till then, we'll see you tomorrow, God willing. Peace out.
A new world champion, or maybe France again.
Or maybe France again.
Anyways, peace, guys. And cheers.